Time for the 49ers Rush podcast.
Charvarius Ward, he stepped in and been awesome. He talked about the defensive line yesterday, and I just cannot find enough reasons to just play this guy's clips. I love Charvarius Ward. I love Charvarius Ward. He is freaking awesome and hilarious and just freaking he's fun to listen to. Here's him talking about the defensive line.
Yeah, the D-line, those boys, like, I feel like we got 10 or 12 starters on our D-line. Like, all of those boys, like, they come and pass rush, run, stopping. Like, those boys, they some dogs.
They some dogs. I love it, man. It's absolutely awesome. And again, I don't want everything to be negative. Sometimes I fall victim to, dang it. But man, you're getting Javon Kinlaw and Mike McGlinchey back today. That's two elite starters at great positions, both first round picks. It's easy to dwell on the negativity of your number 4 defensive tackle being done for the season. And that hurts. It does hurt. I'm not trying to downplay that, but there's positive stuff out there too. A lot of good positive stuff. McGlinchey, he's back. Kinlaw, he's back. You're getting some of those things that are, starting to kind of evolve and things are going well. And that's good. There's lots of good things right now. And, I think one of the things that changes the way I see this team, and, I think every coach and staff will say this, but Kyle Shanahan was asked basically, do you think this is the best roster you've had since you've been here? Now, I'll play this clip. It's a minute long, but man, I don't think anybody would debate this is by far the deepest roster, and we're seeing that now with a couple injuries play out at the same position, and you could kind of look at the roster that's left and be like, yeah, it's not that bad. Like, you don't want them, but it's not anything that's dire straits. You know what I mean? And so here's Shanahan talking about the difference between the entire roster now versus in the past.
Probably, I might probably have said that before too. You usually do get there through after OTAs when you look at it stuff, and no matter what, you don't trick yourself, but you almost always feel that way as a coach. But when I look at just our team and some of the good rosters we've had going in, we've had I thought we had a lot of inexperience at wideout. I think that's kind of changed. I think our wideouts have been here now. I think we got a pretty real solid group, probably as good of a group as we've had since we've been here. I think we really improved our secondary in the offseason. Getting Ward, having E-Man healthy, how good he looks right now. Hopefully getting JV back. The fact that we had to play some rookies last year who weren't quite ready, but they still survived and got that experience, which will help this year and give us more depth than we had last year. Love our linebackers, love our D-line. We got some good tight ends. We got some good backs. We got some good O-linemen. And we got some inside guys on O-line and a quarterback who haven't played a lot. But we got the team around them to help them. And that's what I'm excited about.
It's not like this team is, and it's funny as, doing that roster countdown, I've changed the order over and over and over again. And, where do I put Trey Lance, right? Because the quarterback's the most important player on the entire team, most important, any team sport. The quarterback is more important than any other position out there. But do you put him ahead of all pro players? Is he more important than that? Is he more dependent than that? Perhaps. It's rough going through that entire argument, but I love the way that Kyle kind of shaped it out and said very simply, we have the team built around these inexperienced players. Look, left guard, Aaron Banks, never started. Trey Lance, 10 quarters. Who you got to get at center? If it's Jake Brendel, he's got 3 starts in his career at center. If it's who I think it's going to be, Daniel Brunskill, which we're going to drop his episode today on the roster countdown. He came in number 10 for me. I had him pretty high because I think it's important. He's got 8 starts at center. If he wins that, and then you look at right guard, who's going to win that? Spencer Burford's been getting those snaps. He's a rookie. If it's Colton McKivitz or Jalen Moore, again, not a lot of starts at right guard. A lot of inexperience. But you've got experience around there, everywhere else. And most of those guys have been in this system. Aaron Banks, guess what? Sat for a whole year, learned. Trey Lance, guess what? Sat for a whole year, besides those 10 quarters of playtime, and learned. So it's not like you're just throwing them into the fire. Maybe Spencer Burford, if he does start, that's one player that's thrown into the fire. But he's going to be surrounded by a lot of veteran presence. Mike McGlinchey, George Kittle, Kyle Juszczyk's going to be back there and kind of filtering through whatever gaps they got in the middle. Plus, you have the mobility of Trey Lance that can help separate and extend plays, even if mistakes are made up front. So there's a lot of differences between this roster and in the past. 2017 was a long time ago. This team, it's got depth. It's got a lot of
It's
depth.
your boy Frank Gore. I'm listening to 49er Rush Niners all day. Let's bring 6 home.